Hello, Lisa. Ah. Muting myself because wow, the echo. I'm typing. I'm so stupid. Okay, Paula. Yes, hi. I'm such an idiot. I'm the one that's actually talking live, and here I am typing back to you. Hi, Jean Marc. I'm writing down your name, Paula, so I can remember. I have some pretty severe ADHD, so I forget almost immediately sometimes if I don't write it down. Hi, Jean Marc. But yes, I've muted and paused my own video. I probably should just mute it and let it keep going so I can at least see what's going on here. Um, but I've had to mute it because it echoes back at me. So I don't want to hear myself yelling back at me. So I hope you've all had a good week. I've had an interesting one. First, I got my Tuesday video went up late on Wednesday because my video editor decided it was going to start glitching out on me, and I spent hours trying to figure out what was wrong. And then my Thursday video also went out yesterday, a day late, because it crashed entirely my creator app, and it's YouTube creator app. It's in beta. It's on the phone only. And it lost half of the video I had already edited and put together. So I took everything off of there and moved it to my laptop and finished it on my Davinci editor on my laptop. So it's been a week, but I'll tell you that supermarket comparison between the US and France is like blowing up. I've gotten more views on that in a short amount of time than any of my other videos so far. I would recommend it, Paula, because Davinci it looks really big and scary, and my ADHD brain has spent months not wanting to start. Just because it looks so big and overwhelming. But I realize that I need to take my advice that I give to the people I coach, who also might have focus issues, and break it down into tiny tasks. So when you load Davinci, and Davinci's free program is fantastic. You don't need the professional. I have it because a friend of mine that passed away a little over a year ago gave it to me, had me, let me have it. And but the free works just fine. And Lisa, yes, I'm trying to be dedicated and stay steady instead of getting discouraged. But John Mark, I was no good at it either in the beginning. Trust me. Um, from and I'm still not great at lives, obviously. but um, but it takes time, and oh, excuse me, it takes time, and I I really realized that I only need to learn in Da Vinci what I need to learn, just the little things. I don't need to learn how to transition a video and show B-roll clips of planes flying through the air or whatever. I need to lost my train again. I need more caffeine. But I need to only learn what I need to learn for the video that's sitting in front of me. For example, I was worried that I wouldn't learn how to overlay the pictures and videos I was showing on my most recent video of Nantes. And once I got into Davinci, because I fired my old editing program, once I got into Davinci and just looked it up, I just Googled, how do you do this in Davinci? And I found a YouTube video that told me how in like 5 minutes. Hi, Lainey. I'm waving at the chat when I should be waving at the camera. Doing lives, however, is hard. I don't need to really script it, but it's hard because I forget I'm the one doing the talking instead of coming over here and typing in the chat. But making YouTube videos is a lot of work, let me tell you. I might spend an hour and a half filming the video, and then I have to edit it down and cut it down to like 15 minutes, to under a half an hour for the bigger videos. So it is a lot. However, I'm learning to get faster. And I'm learning to get a little more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm not worrying so much about my old lady neck or about, when you used to be really, really big and you've lost a lot of weight, you get, things like turkey neck and stuff like that. And so, I don't need to worry about that so much. And something's going on here. I'm going to refresh my screen. Okay, I'm back. I hope you all can still see me and stuff. I didn't refresh the live feed. I just refreshed me. But so I'm learning to take messy action. I'm learning to not feel like I need to be perfect. Thanks, Jean-Marc. Lisa, I don't know about that, but I will be better. Maybe I'll even be able to do a video or two in French. I'm looking up at my wall up there. I have these double doors off my living room onto the back deck. And there is a ladybug that has gotten in. It's the same ladybug that's gotten into the house like 4 times. I think I need to weather strip my doors a little bit better. I don't know why it wants to be inside so much. It's beautiful outside, but there you have it. The ladybug likes us. She better be careful though, because my cats like to leap up into the air and grab and eat bugs. Oh yes, ladybirds in Europe. We also have the Asian lady beetles that are invasive and can cause animals who eat them to actually have bad stomach aches or burns on their mouths because they have toxins in them. So that's not good either. Anytime you see a ladybird that is not red, that is green or orange or yellow, that's the Asian variety, and they're an invasive species, and they bite. So they pinch. So look out for them. And we get them a lot here too. But this one is just your normal little red ladybird. Whenever I hear the word ladybird, I think of the movie with Saoirse Ronan. Bernadette, hi. Good to see you. Are you say Cajun Bernadette? Are you from New Orleans? It's a great town. What was I going to say? Let's see. Inside, oh, Besançon. Where is that? And did I even say it right? You're southwest of New Orleans, Bernadette. Nice. I I've been to New Orleans only twice in my life, and I liked it a lot. Um, though it was a little scary in parts sometimes. But that big street between the old quarter and the French quarter is a bit on the frightening side sometimes. A 90-day rental for your visa application there. I hope it's beautiful. Is that oh, in the Loire Valley? I've been centering so much on the Charente Maritime that I haven't even looked at the Loire Valley yet. Yes, Bernadette, it is a town of really cool people, and I loved when we were there. It's been a long time; it's been a couple decades, but I really enjoyed the city and the art and the fun of the people down in, is it called St. John's Square, where they have all the people that paint themselves and are still like statues and stuff like that. That was so much fun. We even went on a vampire tour and saw all of the places where Interview with a Vampire was filmed in New Orleans. It's fun stuff. Tour. So you're okay. I'm confused, Lainey. What did I miss? Oh, Tours is in the Loire Valley. Gotcha. Yeah. Somebody else that does YouTube videos lives in Tours. I think it's because her husband was, or the man she married had lived there and she got a job there too. She seems to really like it, but I definitely don't want to live where a highway noise is somewhere all the time. I get that here. I had to shut my windows. It's a beautiful day. Um, but I had to shut my windows because of the highway noise, and I knew it would be interfering with this video. It's November 15th, and it was probably got up to 73, 74 degrees Fahrenheit here today. And Paula, do we know what areas we've narrowed it down to? Are you asking me or Lainey? Um, in the Charente Maritime, we've narrowed down to two places, La Rochelle and Nantes. I'm not even probably going to look at anywhere else in that area because La Rochelle is the place that gets the most sun. So that's why it's so attractive and it's beautiful and it's big enough. And Nantes is creative and big and nice enough that my husband might be able to find a tech job there. But also it has a lot of the things that I want except for the gray weather. Okay, let's see if I get the pronunciation of your name right. Hi. Is it Xavier? Xavier? I've lost it again. See, I need to write these things down phonetically. Za Xavier? Okay. I wrote it down phonetically. Xavier. Got it. I think, Bernadette, that we haven't narrowed it down, though we have decided we probably won't be anywhere north of Dijon because it just for my taste, there are too many gray days and not enough sunny days. And I feel like I'm worried I'll get seasonal affective disorder. So Jeff, hi Jeff. Bonjour. I can hear that in your voice. Bonjour, y'all. So, anybody do anything fun today on a Saturday? Now, Jean-Marc, is that fair? I mean, I don't want to live in fully populated areas that are not more French than English, but there are a few people that live in places that have about a quarter of the people of the population are British, and they're doing okay. The baguette bound couple. It's rainy in LA today, and you're in full packing mode. When do you leave again? Let's see. Well, my husband and I this morning decided to get up earlier than we usually do. We're people who like to sleep in and stay up late. Bernadette, Aimee does look like an interesting area, though we would need a car if we live there. But if you got a hold of Raina and the Baguette Bound crew, her husband's Jason, that's his name. They live right outside of there. They bought a house right outside, right there at the edge of that town. So I'm sure they'd have a lot to be able to tell you. I'm sure you've probably watched their videos at this point. I think it's Aimee. Canadians are the top of the tree. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe I missed something. La Rochelle is also very close to the beautiful Ile de Ré. Hi, Foraging Fork. Would you tell me your actual name so I can write it down and remember it? And welcome. Coco, what a great name. I had a niece that called me Coco for a long time when she was young because she couldn't pronounce Kristen, which is my name. And so she called me Coco until she was grown. I'm looking up Ile de Ré. Oh, the island. Yes. We did see that when we were exploring La Rochelle and watching a lot of videos and reading a lot of stuff about the area. Jean-Marc, if we end up moving over to La Rochelle, we won't be that far apart. We can visit. Or even Nantes, to be honest, if my husband gets a job in the Nantes area. Jean-Marc, I feel kind of the same way. I really love the places in the southwest of France, but I just don't know if I'm up for the heat in summer anymore. I just don't know. There are some things that might tip the scales for us to get back to move to that area. Like, for example, if my husband gets a job in Toulouse, because, if he gets a job working for a company where he has to go to that company, then we go where he gets hired. It's not like there are any bad choices, you know? And you would be welcome anytime as well when we are living in the area. I had thought, Carcassonne was actually my absolute fairy tale town. I loved it. I wanted to be there. I don't but I didn't want to have a car, and it looks like you're not really going to be able to live without a car to get at least to the outlying places to visit and explore. Lisa, my husband's company does not have a presence in France. He's going to have to quit his job and find another. He works for a big insurance company here in the United States, and because he does data analysis and he does a lot of informatics work, gathering healthcare information to give to government bodies and stuff to show them what their company has done, that he can't move his company out. He can't move his employment with this company outside of the US because they work with HIPAA information, which is protected medical information. So he's feeling anxious right now because he's going to have to find a remote job working for an American company or a job working for a French company. Now there is a French healthcare company that hires a lot of tech people that has their main bases in Lyon and other places in France too, but their main company is in Lyon. And they also have a branch here in the Durham, North Carolina area. So I think that he's in contact with a woman who works for them and who lived in Lyon for 5 years, but is now back here living close to us. But right now they just haven't had any listings that he's found. So we're going to talk to them again. Let's see. What am I missing here after that run on? Let's see. Coco, where is it that you might do you live in France right now? Lisa, I answered that. And Lainey, yes, I'm in North Carolina, and I lived in Florida before that. I mean, it was North Florida, and my husband grew up in Miami and then Vegas and then LA. And both of us are just tired of living in the hot, humid, mosquito-ridden weather, or hot and dry even. We're kind of over it. Now, I also don't want heavy duty 4 seasons either, because I grew up in the middle of this country. I grew up in Missouri, and our winters were long and they were cold and they were icy. In my part of southern Missouri, when people north of us in Kansas City, for example, got 2 feet of snow, we got 6 inches of solid ice. And I hated it. I hated those winters. It was fun for a minute, but by January, you're just depressed as all get out from being shut in, because even a 4-wheel drive can't get anywhere on ice. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that, Jean-Marc, and I agree that I don't think we're going to need a car um, because of all the places we can rent by the hour or by the kilometers or by the day even. So I don't think we're going to have a problem. Plus, I love trains. I love to travel by train. So if there's a place where a train goes, I will go there. Um, and so we'll have plenty of places to go without a car. But if we want to go up into an area around that doesn't have a train line, a, renting a car for a little bit is perfectly fine with us. Let's see. Yeah. Um, Paul, I get that. The heat waves all summer long. This Well, that's true. The heat wave in France did not last as long as the heat waves here tend to last, where, we from April to October, it's just hot most of the time here. And that's a long hot season. Now this year, oddly, it's been much better. August was very rainy, so the weather, I mean, we did have many days in the 90s for a couple months, but the rain in August really helped a lot. They helped farmers with the growing season too. We went to the farmers market this morning in our small town near us, and there was a guy that had sweet onions this big. I kid you not. They were this big because he said, I said, "Are your onions usually this big?" And he said, "No, this growing season has just been so nice for this variety of onions that they just grew that big." It was really cool. I should have bought one just so I could show you. Does anybody have any experience or knowledge of the Mistral winds, like those winds that go down through the Rhone Valley where Avignon is? Because we've also been looking a little bit at Avignon because it's supposedly less hot than in southwest France, but I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to people that live there right now. They have an expat Facebook group, but it's not very active that I can tell. Hello, James Carl. Welcome to my, what is this, my third or fourth live ever. Niort, close to La Rochelle, is a city known for having insurance companies. That's interesting, Xavier. I don't think he works so much for insurance companies. These are big insurance companies, like what he works for Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is a nationwide United States insurance company. And he doesn't work in insurance, though. He works in tech. He works in the data and the analytics and stuff like that. So so he might be able to get work in tech at a large healthcare company. Excuse me, but I don't know if it would necessarily be an insurance company. Bernadette has ancestors from several areas in France and may love one of those areas for your home when you visit. How long of a trip you should take when you visit? I can't give you that advice, so I will let the people in France tell you that, Bernadette, because we're not there yet. And we have pretty much made the decision that we're not going to do a scouting trip. We're just going to go where the work is for him and where my business can thrive for me in a place that's beautiful and creative, and I can bring people over on creative retreats. So we're just going to land somewhere that looks good in the beginning and see if that's where we want to be. And if not, we'll move somewhere else. Coco lives in Gironde. I'm going to look that up and see where that is. Oh, over there on that coast too, below Bordeaux. It looks, oh, the Gironde department. Is that where Bordeaux is? In that area? Where am I? My chat window bounced away. I'm sure Jeff can identify with that. It just bounced away, and now I have to go back and find out where I was. To be honest, Bernadette, I probably would agree with what Jean-Marc said. How long are you allowed to be off work? Or how long can you visit? Um, I know that Shauna from Alaska, retired Alaska to France. I can't remember the exact name of the um, channel right now. She just got back from I think it was 16 days she was traveling, and she was moving fast. I don't know how she was able to figure out a place in one day or hours for her trip. So I would definitely pick a region that is a favorite of yours and then stay in that region. Excuse me. I hear you, Jeff. I just this was the first time I actually remembered to set up mine for my live stream a day early so that instead of an hour earlier. Um, Eurostar from Paris to London. That would be so much fun. I can't wait to actually be in Europe where we can do stuff like that. Kind of the same winds as your Tramontana winds. I don't even know what time of year the winds blow through. I've heard that the winds over there, the Mistral winds, are very similar to like the Santa Ana winds, very dry and and very windy. You lived in Montpellier, where the Mistral is. Um, I lost words for a minute, Paula. So, so what did you think of those winds, Paula? What was it like to have those things blow down through the valley? Let's see, Jean-Marc, October. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the Mistral winds blow from the south to the north? Isn't that interesting? And then the winds that Jeff is talking about blow from the north to the south? Let's see. Yeah, that's another thing is that I would love to move somewhere in the early part of winter just so I can get an idea of what the season is like. But I don't think we're going to make it in time. I think we're going to be more like April in in our ability to get moved. We still have so much to do before we can list the house for sale, and then there's the whole jobs thing. Thank you, Jean-Marc, that for answering the Bordeaux is in the Charente area or the Gironde area. Oh yes, Xavier, thank you for Bordeaux is in the Gironde, but close to the Charente. Yes. The chat window is the challenge when there are a lot. This is the first time I've had enough people in my chat to get behind. That's a good problem to have, I guess. That kind of excites me. Um, Same path as you for an artistic home, Bernadette. I'm yes, I'm sure if you're artistic or a creative in any way, you need to live in a place that is beautiful, that is surrounded by beauty, and not only beauty but creativity and quirkiness and stuff that just fires your artistic bones. Yes, thank you, Jeff. Make sure and hit that like button, people, because I really, really could use that. I just hit my own like button. Is that bad etiquette? Jean-Marc had 10 Americans set up bank accounts over the phone in your local bank just this past week. Wow. Lots of Americans moving to your village, huh? Didn't you say you lived in a pretty small village? Or is that where you're moving to? Paula, the winds were cold, so they're in the winter time then, but don't last too long. Well, that's good to know because I was worried that it was going to last months and months and months and just be cold to the bone. Several days isn't bad. I can live with several days. I used to live on the coast. And when you live in any beach town, whether it's on the Atlantic or on the Gulf side of the United States, it's windy. It's just going to be windy. And so I don't, that doesn't bother me terribly much. Somebody told me La Rochelle was super windy as well because the wind comes in off the Atlantic. But you know what? The windier, the more the wind blows the clouds inland and I can be in the sunshine. Yeah, I am, Bernadette, I am looking for communities that have active arts communities. I I've been told by several people, I don't know if this is true, that one of the reasons they don't want to be in Lyon is because Lyon is more theater arts, movie arts, music arts, and not so much artist arts. And I'm not sure if that's true or not, but when I've looked at Lyon a little bit, it does seem like they're right about that. Um, which is why I'm looking in other places as well. Avignon has a pretty large, from what I understand, arts and crafts community, as does La Rochelle, as does Nantes. Nantes has a huge one, but Nantes is a huge place. Let's see. Jean-Marc, are you talking to me or to someone else? It's past time for us to time our visa to start in October because there is no way I want to wait that long. I don't know if I have that kind of time. You're close to the Land de Gascon Regional Park. I'm going to copy that and paste it into a search window. Oh, that's neat. That's beautiful. Wow. I learned something new this week when I did my supermarket showdown thing. That's got a lot of views. It's really cool. But I learned that 55% of French land is land, not places for people to plunk houses down on. It's farmland and it's nature preserves and it's all of this stuff. And that just fascinates me. That's a lot. Lyon Kitchen Arts. Yeah, that's for sure, Xavier. Um, Lyon is definitely known for its food and its prices of food, from what I understand. Um, let's see. Bernadette, right up your alley as far as a creative artistic expression of an area. Yes, I really want a good creative community. And plus, I want to do a little bit of sketch tourism when I'm living somewhere. So I need the place I'm living to be a place where people coming in as tourists want to do a sketch tour, want to start somewhere and talk about how to sketch and how to think, and then walk around and sketch some of the sites. So it needs to be a place that has that kind of artistic beauty and people who want to express themselves in that way. I'm all stuffy now. I've shut the windows And I think this time of year, I really need to do a deep cleaning in my house because this room is making me stuffy. Excuse me. Oh, thanks, Bernadette and Jeff. I feel like I have permission now to toot my own horn and hit my own thumbs up. Let's see. I get that, Jean-Marc, but to be honest, I don't want to wait that long. I just don't want to wait that long. The way this country is going right now, I don't know if I have, like I said, I don't know if I have that kind of time. I need to get out while the getting's good. Yes, a sketch tour. I would like to do a combination of creative retreats where people come and stay a full 4-day weekend or a full 7 days and stay in a boutique hotel, just book the whole thing out and do a few workshops where to help people learn how to open up their creative brain, because some people haven't been really creative since they were little children. And so that's what my whole thing is about, is helping people to get back to that creative space and be able to move more slowly and see things in a different light than they saw before. So sketch tours that are day trips or weekend retreats or week-long retreats, those are the kind of things that I want to bring to do once I'm over there. Right now, I'm building an online community for people who want to get back to their creativity. That'll be linked in my description. It's linked in my description for most places, and it's free. So come on over. I haven't put up my first course yet, but I know what it's going to be. It's going to be become a sketch artist in 7 days. So I'm working on it right now. The west coast of France, Royan, south of La Rochelle. Xavier, what do you know about it? Is it a place where a person could live? Is there a train station? And is there a place that is it a place that a person could live comfortably and easily without a car? That's our main criteria. Beautiful, don't need a car, and can get around easily. Lainey gave your notice at work. Yay! Last day is January 3rd. That's awesome. You can both retire. Yay, you. Jeff, you will have that opportunity, buddy. In fact, did I tell you I've changed my group now? That my group is now not just women 45 and over. My group is actually anyone of any gender or binariness from 18 over who wants to open up their creativity and learn how to sketch and do that kind of stuff. So you're welcome to come into there if you find the time. Otherwise, when I'm in France, we will get it. We'll get it done. If you like working with kids, you can also do art and English workshops during school vacation periods. Yes. Coco, yes. I like that idea because I've been a teacher for many, many years, mostly middle school and high school students. And I really love that. That's the reason I changed my community from women of middle age or older, because those kids light me up. They give me a spark, and I need that in my life. So I would be all about doing workshops during school vacation times and stuff like that. I feel like I almost would need kind of a storefront or something to do stuff like that. So I'm not sure where that component will come in, because right now with retreats, I don't need to do anything until I get people signed up and it's time to book the hotel. I don't need a brick and mortar, but I'm wondering if I will eventually need some kind of brick and mortar to do that kind of thing. Or if I might be able to use other people's creative spaces to do that kind of thing. France has changed some of their visa rules. So already, Bernadette, they require that when a person on a visitor visa lands, if they're not 65 or older, they must learn to at least an A2 level of French. You don't have to have it when you land, but you will need to take a test, and then you'll have to take classes if you don't have it at that level. I think they might be changing a couple other things too, but the Profession Liberale visa is the one I'll be coming on, and I'm not sure. Oh, okay, Xavier. Well, I will look it up now that you have said the words, the name. I will write it down, and well, I'll go down the coast and look it up. I feel like La Rochelle is probably the larger of the places over there, which is why it's kind of right in that population that we would love. The only thing missing from there is that it doesn't really have a tram or anything, but it's small enough and compact enough and has a really good bus system, so I don't think we'll really miss that. I'm glad there's a train station there. That definitely helps, but we will definitely take a look at that. I have a map of the French train routes and which ones are TGVs, which ones are regional, which ones are the slower trains. Let's see. Okay, I didn't remember, Jeff, if I'd said anything because I just so recently, right after Halloween, made those changes. Let's see. Yeah, Lainey, when are you guys going to apply for your visas? Or are you going to settle into retirement a little bit first? Oh my goodness. Paula, that's so soon. I can't wait to hear about your trip. I cannot wait. Where are you going to stay first, did you say? Um Bonsoir, Sue. Hi. So good to see you. Lots of great names here. Bon weekend. Thanks so much for dropping in. Hit my like button, please. Let's see. Oh, my chat bounced again. I really hate it when it does that. Modern architecture, Xavier, Royan, bombed during World War II. Yeah. Um, from January 2026 on a visitor visa, it needs to be B1. I know on my Profession Liberale visa, it should be B1, but I've also been told, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you don't have to test as a B1 to get the visa or to be there, but you have to take classes until you are there after you've tested what level you are once you're there. And they give you a certain amount of time to get to that level. Like right now, I think it might be for a visitor visa, might be like 3 years now to get to that level. And there's a lot of arguments going on around that because a lot of French people don't do well on those tests sometimes because that's not how they've learned French. Sue, it is so good to see you. It's been forever. You should do some lives. I know. Life is busy. But bon weekend. Sant. Paula is in LA at this time. I can't wait to hear what's going on in your life when you get that visa. I'm so excited for you. Bernadette, what do you mean the minimum monthly amount? Oh, I see. That they might raise it up a little bit, the minimum monthly amount that you need to have incoming to live there, or at the very least, the minimum amount of savings you need to have in your European bank to live for a year. I hate it when it bounces like that. Ugh. Let's see. Oh, that's right. That's right. You had mentioned, of course, your French village stone house. Um, Paula, of course, it's in a small village about an hour south of Aimé. That's interesting. So is it like in the Lot area maybe? Or is it still up in the Dordogne area? Lainey spending the month of February doing a scouting trip. Yay! I'm so excited for you. I'm also a little bit envious, just a little jelly. Let's see. And depending on what the dollar looks like and how it's trading with the euro, 1800 euro a month, throw on 16 cents to the dollar for because right now the dollar is about a dollar six. You have to have a dollar 16 for 1 euro. So um, the conversion rates do matter. Lainey, you're the one using HCB. I would also, Bernadette, if you can't get HCB, there's another guy named Fabian from Fab French. Look up Fab French channel. They have started to contract with other reliable people to offer more than just international insurance, and they also have lawyers and other people on staff that can help and do some of those service hand-holding services like HCB does. Um, so you might want to check them out as well if you can't get in with HCB. I know that they've been doing a lot of promoting, and so they're booked up a lot. 4-day integration course. I'm fine with that, Jean-Marc. I've been watching Sarah on, gosh, I've lost the name of her channel. She and her husband have moved to France from Great Britain, and they had to take 4 culture courses, and they were not 4 days in a row, but one day here and one day there and one day here until they had 4 full days. And they really enjoyed it because they learned a whole lot about the culture. So it's really, I'm looking forward to the 4-day course of integration. Sue, I always hit the like. Thank you. You sent Daryl to me. He has a great idea for a video for you once you're here. Oh, great. Sounds fabulous. Ants, ANTS. Is that one of the little car things? Yes, we need to get Sue to do some lives. That would be so much fun. Lisa, it's so great to talk to you. Have a great evening and weekend. Bye. I've started actually, okay, this is weird, and this is just in my ADHD brain. I've started ending some of my non-live videos with bye, bye, bye. If anybody can tell me what movie that's from, you get an extra prize of nothing but accolades. I'll tell you before we're done. I actually took a Saturday, Sue, because I didn't want to overrun the lives that I already go to on Sunday, like Jeff's live. And I didn't want to go later because then anybody in France it's 10 o'clock after that. So anybody in France won't be watching. And I didn't want to go earlier because the Europats go right before Jeff does. So, so I didn't want to be up in all that. So I decided Saturday is my live day. And thanks, Sue, for saying we're killing it. Jeff's really killing it. He and Richard are going to have to think of a new name, though. Hey, Jeff, why not just French Life with Jeff and Richard? The F in French puts you up a little higher in alphabetical searches. Just my 2 cents. Yes, Jean-Marc, it's really fun to watch the dollar tumble. I was listening to Susie at Jeff, I've forgotten her channel name. Susie in Dijon. And she was talking about if we got a Wise account, which is that standard account that helps you, they can actually help track where the dollar is in compared to the euro on any given day. So you can decide when to transfer your money at the best opportunity. So go back and watch her movie about why, or her video about Wise and transferring dollar to euros. Excuse me for the noise. Hubby and the dog just came back in. I mean, it's not much noise. They just came in. Baguette Bound also, I like them. And Jason is, Raina is the cheerleader and the coach, and Jason is the get down and dirty and know all the details of the visa stuff guy. We will probably end up using Fabian mainly because I guess he's just more knowledgeable about everywhere in France pretty much and has agents in different regions. But I haven't taken Jason and Raina off the list though. Jeff, you have to keep him in the live streams. Well, you're the one that said you might need to change your name since Richard was coming to more of your live streams. That's hilarious. Fired up in France. Yes, Susie in Dijon is fired up in France. Her recent videos have talked all about keeping track of the dollar to euro through the Wise app and through Wise banking. And it's a really good idea. And we're probably going to do that because we want to be able to transfer our dollars to euros when it's the most optimal time, when they're closest to each other. Let's see. Everything Charant, huh? Whose channel will that be, Jean-Marc? Nan and Fab are really cool folks. I really like them, and we will probably use them for our mutual as well when we're over there. And Fabian does a monthly live workshop helping people decide what they want to do, where they want to be, what they need to do, what paperwork they need to have. So they're really good workshops too. So if you sign up for their email newsletter, they send you the workshops you can sign up for free. You just did a 2-hour interview with Susie in Dijon. That's cool. I assume it's going to air on Susie's channel. And I also, Sue, have that issue. I talk too much. I do love Fabian. He's really fun and cool. And he just seems like a genuine human being. I know the guys at HCB feel the same way, but I feel like I get along really well with Fabian. He has this kind of laid back approach that I really like. I'm really excited to see your interview with Susie Sue. Wasn't that Susie Sue and the Banshees? That was a band that I loved when I was a kid. Let's see. I mean, I still like them, but Oh, Jeff, you want the option of booting him off. So he'll nobody could like him more than you. You're just a likable human being. I don't think anybody could change their affections. Yeah, and watch out. He cooks for you. You got to watch out what he might put in the food. We're going to use Insured for our 1-year health insurance. Their prices are so low. I've heard somebody else say that Feather Insurance is another one that is lower than Fab French, but I don't know. We might still go with Fabian. There are several people, including Rob and the Charant, that have little affiliate links that if you click through their link, you can get like 10 or 15% off. Let's see. Plus, maybe Fabian will sponsor my channel one day, or let me get a link so people could get a percentage off to go through him as well. Let's see. They're getting it together at the moment with content. Oh, I think I missed something. New channel. Yes, everything Charant. Who are they? They who are getting it together? Let's see. Not sure about the mutual yet. We're going to have our insurance for a year, and we are going to go ahead once we're able to apply for the Carte Vitale. We're going to go ahead and do that when we're allowed, and then we're going to keep our insurance though, and we are probably going to top off with the mutual as well. But we're still going. I'll be working in France, so my taxes will be paying for that. So I won't feel bad about using it because I'm paying into it. And my husband, depending on if he gets work inside of France, will also be paying into the system. Susie Sue. Xavier knows who that is. Oh, Susie and Dijon is when you first learned about living over there. Yeah, I feel like I remember her doing the little tour of that town, that area. It's supposedly known as one of the most best places to live. The most best. Are you guys, Lainey, are you guys going to have a car? Jeff, you are the OG. I mean, like I said, Fabian might not have as low costs as you want. Like Feather Insurance and the one you're looking at might be lower too. But Fabian definitely might be good help with the mutual when you're ready to do that. He's just so laid back, and I find his prices are better than a lot of insurance and hand-holding companies. Maybe not as good as some others that are less known. But yes, the mutuel will be irrelevant until we get the Carte Vitale. You used Insert. They are all similar in price for the basic 1 year. Let's see. Fab Insurance, you get the Visa insurance that is guaranteed to pass with the Visa. That's what you pay for. Yeah, and Jean-Marc, as I've said earlier, they're branching out. It's not just Fab Insurance anymore. It's they have lawyers now, and they have immigration people now, and they can connect you with agents to help you find your first rental and stuff like that. So so they're growing, but not too fast. So they've still got, the ability to stop and talk to people and help people. The people doing everything Charant are tax exiles, so their faces are blurred out. Oh, isn't that interesting? Tax exiles from US or Canada or somewhere else. That's an interesting concept. Let's see. No, Jeff, your channel is small comparatively, but it's still pretty big for this kind of expat community. But I think she meant you're the OG on your channel. So Richard can't top you. The health insurance is usually around 1350 euros. Yes, and that's for the year per person, right, Jean-Marc? La 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 la. Planning on using public transportation mostly, but might look at getting a car eventually. Yeah, that's what we're planning on doing. We probably will. We might go down and set our home base in the US as Florida. We have a Florida address because half my family is there, so we'll be able to use an address down there. And we might even change our North Carolina driver's licenses over to Florida driver's licenses, because the Florida license is transferable to the French driver's license. So we might actually do that before we leave this country, after we've sold the house and set a visa date. But we'll see. Yeah. Oh, that's with Fab Insurance for the 1 year. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good rate. And if you go through Rob in the Charance channel, Escape to France, you can get a discount. I think he still has that. I don't know if it was a limited time only or if he is able to keep using that link. I talk with my hands a lot. I'm looking at myself on the screen. That comes with my territory, talking with my hands. Paula, I can't exchange my license and don't want to go through the French driving school, so I'm planning on getting a sans permis car. Oh, like one of those ones that goes 45 kilometers an hour. Those little ones that don't require a license. Yeah, we've actually talked about that too. That could be fun to putter around in. Yeah. And Lainey, in your Zoom with Richard at HCB, he said he hears from almost everyone that they don't want to own a car, but it's not entirely realistic because you might want to go places where there aren't trains. Yes, but that's true in one sense. But as Susie on her channel, Fired Up, on her channel, she talks about there are daily and weekly rental car places in almost every single town, in every single place. Even, and Baguette Bound talks about there, you're able to rent a car if you're a local from your grocery store parking lot, from the supermarket parking lots, and it's way cheaper than like a Hertz rent a car or something like that. So I think that you can live without owning a car, but you might need to rent a car on occasion. You know what I mean? See, Jeff, you are clearly the star of your live stream. You even make Richard sit kind of behind you. I mean, I'm sure you don't make him. I'm sure that's just the way the room is set up. Let's see. I just figured he didn't want to come on your live stream because he's shy or something. Sue's Visa Insurance Basic was $549, 100,000 coverage, all the requirements for the first year visa, all a personal choice. I may have to go a little further. I'm not sure, since I'll be bringing my business to France. If I'm there on a profession liberale visa, I don't know if my insurance has to be more or less or different, or if I need some kind of insurance. That way I don't have any employees. So, and exactly, Jeff, you can rent a car if you need to go somewhere for a short trip. Let's see. Coco, you don't own a car, don't have any difficulties. There are also car shares. Yeah, the car shares are fun. And I've even heard, I can't remember what it's called right at the moment. It's a funny name, blah, blah car, where you can see if someone else is going to the place that you want to go and catch a ride, help them pay for gas. Though I would probably rather just rent a car and car share. Yes, many supermarkets all over France, it seems like, even in the Dordogne area and all of those southwestern French areas, they all seem to have car rentals in a lot of the supermarkets. I did notice that La Rochelle, actually one of the larger supermarkets on the edges of town, I was looking at a Google Maps view and it actually had a car rental place in the parking lot, a car rental area, which was really fun to see. You have to see the chat. Oh, gotcha. The laptop has to be pushed back so you can see the chat window. Yes, Freya is a good star, though when you and Richard are both on, Freya isn't in the picture very often. So you might have to make them take turns. Freya 1 week, Richard 1 week.
Or Richard can sit on the cat tree with Freya.
Richard's allergic to Freya, so I don't think that's a good idea. My husband said, or Richard can sit on the cat tree with Freya, but I don't think that would work. She's very sweet, little orange kitty. Our orange kitty's love language is violence. His name is Eggnog. Yes, I watched both of your videos, Sue, on Cities, the car sharing program. And I found that there is a similar program also in Western France and in several southwestern, almost every city, it seems like. I know she saw there were even those in Annecy, though many of them seem like they had already been checked out. You're getting one for 2 hours to go to Leroy Merlin for some fence panels. Good idea. I think I'm going to have to say goodbye in a few minutes, y'all. It's already 4:13, and which means it's what, 10:15 in France, and I'm starting to get all sneezy and stuffy, and I don't want y'all to have to live with that.
It's because I came home.
I'm so really glad that you all came. This is the most I've had in forever and ever. I don't even know how many are on. It says 11 watching. Well, it was 11 watching a while ago. I think there are more than 11 now. So the cities stuff or the Super U in the Nil-sur-Mer, Xavier says. And so you can Jean-Marc, you can even hire a camper van in your supermarket. That's awesome. That's fun. I like that. Yeah, I've watched both of those, Sue's and Susie's videos, and I'm looking forward to being able to use that. You have to reside there to get those cars. Let's see. I wonder if Carcassonne has a Cities rental car. That's something to look up because, like I said, Carcassonne might be a little too hot for us, but if it has a way to easily rent a car for a day to get out into the outlying areas, that might change its place in my list of places I'd like to live the most. Let's see. I'm sure Miss Freya isn't because she doesn't have that window to sit up in on her cat tree and look out of, and she doesn't get to get up there and get her treats while she's on video. Yes, we have an orange cat, Bernadette, named Eggnog, and we have a big floofy Siberian cat named Nutmeg. And then our dog, who I'm sure you can probably hear in the background, digging because she's obsessive about digging into the couch arm. I don't know. Her name is Clove. So Nutmeg, Eggnog, and Clove.
Eggnog and the Spice Girls.
Yeah, Eggnog and the Spice Girls. Let's see. Yeah, car shares are great. Bonsoir, au revoir. I'm going to have to. Yes, Sean Mark, I think that's really cool. And my supermarket showdown, France versus the US video is like blowing up. It's crazy. It's like shocking me. My first viral video. Thanks, Jeff. Jeff says, best of luck on your job search. It's not a good time in the world to be looking for a job, but hopefully he has those technological skills that not as many people have. So have a great one, Sue. Bonsoir. And Jean-Marc, we are taking both cats and the dog. Yes. They're all small. They'll all fit under the seat in front of us in the plane.
But we'll have to bring a third person.
But we're going to have to bring a third person, which will probably be my daughter, my adult daughter, to come along because you need one person per pet on some flights. Thanks, Jeff. I'm enjoying it for now. I'm getting a lot of comments too, though. I can't keep up with the comments anymore. I'm going to have to just start hitting the heart instead of replying to every single comment. Anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy it. And we're going to enjoy the weather, that's for sure. It's mid-November and in the 60s and 70s Fahrenheit, so it's beautiful here. And Bernadette, I'm so glad you got to join too. And Sue, thanks for coming. And Xavier and Jean-Marc and all of Coco and all of you guys. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, by the way, that bye is from Shaun of the Dead. That's where I'll close. And